All right. Okay, so we're third gear. As you're going over this drop, kind of ease back on the throttle and accelerate down the hill. Okay. Fourth gear. Now, here, you can start feeding all the way down to the floor, okay? Braking. Down to third, balance, 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 balance. Off the brake, coasting, squeeze of power, to the floor. Crazy, huh? Light brake, balance, 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 coast, squeeze to the floor. Throttle back a little bit, braking, balance, coast, squeeze it down to the floor. Brake. Second gear, balance, coast, squeeze it down to the floor. Still go to fourth before.
Short shift
so that,
here?
yeah.
Okay.
Stay on your throttle through here. Just adjust it. Okay, third gear, fourth gear mean, down to third. Balance, 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 coast, squeeze of power all the way to the floor. See the difference? Brake. Down to second, balance, balance, coast, squeeze to the floor. Third, adjust, roll on the throttle down the hill. Fourth gear, adjust your throttle, squeeze, squeeze to the floor. Brake. Third, balance.
Still braking?
Balance, 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 off the brake. See how I roll off the brake all the way in that entry? Squeeze the power. Braking slow, balance, 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 off. Back to the throttle all the way down. Adjust your throttle. Light brake, balance, off. Back to power. Brake. Balance, 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 coast. Squeeze. Stay on your throttle through here, just adjust. It's got tons of grip. You're not going to slide in this.
Got a lot more grip.
A lot more grip than you think. Brake. Balance, balance. Feel the momentum. Balance, 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 coast. Squeeze of power. Braking. Second. Balance, 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 coast. Squeeze the floor. Third, adjust your throttles. Accelerate down the hill. Fourth, throttle back a little bit. Squeeze back on your throttle all the way up. Brake. 4 to 3. Balance, 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 coast. Squeeze. You understanding it
Oh,
now?
no, yeah. It's
Balance.
completely
Balance,
different than
balance,
my entire
balance,
approach.
coast. Squeeze. Throttle back. Back on the power. Brake for balance. Coast. Squeeze to the floor. Balance, 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 coast. Squeeze. Make sense?
Wow. Yep, no, that's awesome. That was great.
Now, it'll give you a better appreciation for momentum. When you go back out now, you're going to learn momentum. Again, and that's why I say that when I was using my hand to show you what I'm doing with the brake pedal, it's hard to see down there. So
Yep.
brake to slow, then balance, 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 balance. You really slow release, but your pressure is so light that you're able to carry the momentum. So even though you're still on the brake and you're balancing, you've lightened up on that brake enough to where now it's just a matter of keeping it balanced, keeping it stable in the middle of the corner. Getting on the throttle later in the turn so you can get to it. You can roll it to the floor and go. Again, that window of throttle time that you have it to the floor is way better than you picking it up and being on it for 20% longer around the racetrack. You know, that 20%, you're actually losing maybe 40% because of that early 20% that you have. You're using that you're losing that acceleration amount that you need. If I can do full throttle, 40% of the time around the track, or if you go around the racetrack and it says, your data says you're on the throttle 80% of the time, that 40% full throttle is going to be way faster than that 80% on throttle.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy up here to think that way because you're like, man, I'm on the throttle. I got to be accelerating. I'm going. But really, you're not going as quick as you can. So. Okay, here, let's do this.
Yep.